Good afternoon, Dr. Lorena. We are delighted to have with us. It's a great pleasure for our entity to receive your speech, your participation. And I know that you were also trying to come to Portugal. We changed the schedule for several times, but unfortunately, the Europe could not allow you to come to Portugal, but you are receiving through streaming. I hope you are hearing as well. So the floor is yours.
Obrigada. Bom dia a todos. Gosto de estar aqui hoje virtualmente. Gostaria muito de ter podido estar presencialmente. Esse era o meu plano inicial, mas infelizmente tive que me deslocar a Luxemburgo para algo muito importante. Me encontro agora em Luxemburgo. Bom, estou a aprender português, mas ainda não é suficiente para fazer a comunicação em português. Então, vou mudar para inglês. Dear colleagues, dear friends, I'm really happy to be here, and I want to first of all thank la entidad reguladora de Saúde for bringing all of us together, including myself. And I really think, and I had the chance to visit it. I think it was last year. I think it's a very good entity that embodies perfectly the balance that you need in modern health systems, because it at the same time is protecting the patient rights, takes into account the safety and the quality, but gives this space for innovation at the same time. And I think this is extremely important nowadays, because across Europe, I know it's the case in Portugal, but I can tell you that it's the case in every member state of the European Union. Our health system are really under pressure. The costs are rising. We have our health professionals very scarce and exhausted, I know. And at the same time, the patients and the citizens' expectations are higher and higher. I think that the patient and the citizen is seeing the potential of having more personalized care, but it's very difficult to deliver. And I'm going to say something that I'm sure you all expect me to say, which is that artificial intelligence and digital innovation can help to address these challenges. At the same time, I know that very often when we pass this message that, artificial intelligence is going to help you, when you tell this to the health professionals, they say, sorry, I'm too busy to deal with it, because we are still seeing it as a cost, as a burden. And I would say to a certain extent, there might be some right in it, because technology is not going to give all the solutions to all the problems we have, but it's going to help. And I really think that for it to help, technology and innovation need to be guided by purpose, by trust, and by very good governance. And it has to help individuals. It has to empower them rather than being a burden. And then I will go more in depth into this later on. If we want really this to happen, if we want the artificial intelligence and in general digital tools and innovation more broadly to help, I think that nowadays there are a number of ingredients that are very important. Data is probably the first one, but also trust. Trust is very important. And I would say, even if we have all the ingredients of the world to have innovation really reaching the patient, we need the recipe it's not enough with having the ingredients. We need to make sure that this innovation really is translated, whether it's into products or into a better service. So let's start with, let's see if we are there, if we really have these ingredients and this recipe there. Let me start with the data. We all know that at the heart of transformation, of this transformation we are talking about, lies data, and that electronic health data is Europe's new strategic asset. It's the basis for everything, the basis for discovery, the basis for evidence, the basis for providing good services and for sovereignty as well. And we know what's the problem with data. We know the problem is that it remains in silos. It is fragmented. And from the European Commission, we tend to say, yeah, data is fragmented across member states, between member states. But I would say it's not even only about member states. It's across hospitals within the same member state, and sometimes between the same region. We are still facing these silos. Here, I want to say that we have tried to provide a solution to this challenge, and this is the European Health Data Space, which is a framework that is providing the trust so that the data can flow, and it can flow in a secure way for these two types of uses, for primary use or directly, so that the citizen, the patient, can have access to its health records, its prescriptions, but also for secondary use. And this is extremely important right now, so that the data can be used for research, whether it's for public health, for public policy, but for companies as well, that can provide innovation. And we are trying to remove precisely these barriers. I am proud to say, because I feel very close to Portugal, not only because I'm Spanish, but because I have very strong links with your country for personal reasons. But I want to say that Portugal, I'm proud to say it's among the first countries in the European Union that deployed the My Health at EU, which is the tool that we use precisely to allow patients to access prescriptions and medical summaries across countries. And now I know that Portugal is working very tough to also allow the secondary use via the health data at PT, health data at Portugal, and preparing yourself to connect to the European Health Data Space, national data access system, the dataset catalog, and the secure environment and data analysis. And I think this is where Europe works at its best, like when national and European ambitions come together to come to a shared goal, which is at the end of the day better health outcomes for the patients at home, but also across member states. But I was saying before that data is not enough. We need trust. We need to trust the data, and we need to citizens to know that the data will be secure and that it will only be used for legitimate public interest purposes. And again, this is where the e-health data space is providing this framework. I know that Portugal also is quite strong in working in this field. The Portugal ERS, the organizer of this conference, is reminding this in the 2024 supervision alert on telemedicine, reminded the importance of privacy, consent, and quality, which are values that are essential in the digital age. When we talk about trust, I would like to talk also about cybersecurity. I've been quite a few years before this job working in the field of cybersecurity. And I know how important this is, in particular in hospitals. Hospitals are holding data which is extremely precious for I would say, the bad hackers, for those actors that then go and sell it on the dark web. And I know that it's very difficult for someone managing a hospital to take good decisions with the little financing you have, with the little resources that hospitals have today. And this is not only in Portugal, I can assure you, it's across the European Union, to decide, am I going to invest this money in cybersecurity, or am I going to buy a new IRM machine, for example? And obviously, you are going to invest it in an IRM machine. But let me tell you that investing in cybersecurity is very important, but that you are not alone here, that we adopted a European action plan on cybersecurity for hospitals. I know very well the cybersecurity agency in Portugal because I've been very much in contact with them in the past. You have a lot of support there, and there is also support from the European Union, including financial support to help hospitals in overcoming this big challenge, which is cybersecurity. Talking about trust, of course, there is also the Artificial Intelligence Act that is now entering into force, and which is providing also this reassurance that we will use artificial intelligence in a safe way, which of course in the digital, in the health sector is extremely important. But it's not enough with data and trust. We need to translate this into good new treatments, preventive tools, in something that the citizen can touch. And that is not easy. It's often, and I've even told sometimes, even my industry, but you know, Lorena, we are very good at that. We have very good companies that have amazing medical devices and amazing AI tools, but then they are not used. What is happening that we are not absorbing all these that is promising changing the health sector? There are many reasons for that. Sometimes as I was saying before, we are so under pressure in hospitals that you don't even have the time to absorb these. There is a problem of resources, but there's also a problem maybe that these tools are not well adapted. They are not being taking in mind who is the user. So there are a lot of issues that come into play into why this is not being absorbed, into why sometimes this is being taken as a cost. We are trying to help in also solving this, even if this is something that happens very much at local level. But very recently, 2 weeks ago, the European Commission adopted what we call the Apply AI strategy. And this is a strategy to precisely support member states in testing AI solutions, in helping deploy AI tools in a safe way in secure environments. Just to tell you, I will not go through it because we don't have the time, but I advise you I recommend you to go and read this AI strategy, because there's a whole chapter precisely on the health sector, dedicated to the health sector, with a proposal also of creating a network of experts that can exchange practices into what is the best way to absorb this technology, to apply it in a way that is useful and is not a burden. So please be my guest and try to read it when you have some time. But I want to say that Portugal has good examples of, and very inspiring on how digital innovation and AI can transform healthcare. And I'm just going to mention some of the examples. Some of them I knew, others my team just pointed them to me. One is the Sword Health, that is apparently from Guimarães. And this is Europe's leading digital physiotherapy platform, and Portugal's first health tech unicorn. This is an amazing success story. So bravo for that. Also, ILOF, I don't know how you pronounce it, that is born in Porto, I know, and that combines AI and photonics to accelerate clinical trials for Alzheimer's disease. And one last one I'm going to mention is HopeCare, that is providing CE-certified remote monitoring services that are already integrated into the national health system. For me, these are European success stories. And this is the proof that when national ambition meets with European investment, innovation, we are delivering. So this is what gives hope that this can happen. But to scale success, we have, of course, the problem of the public service and hospitals, whether they are public or private, absorbing the digital innovation. But also we have a big challenge when it comes to our startups, our SMEs. And this is something that we are analyzing a lot nowadays in the biotech field, because as you may know, we are coming with a Biotech Act, so a new piece of legislation in the field of biotechnology, where I know also Portugal is strong. And often the problem is we have excellence, we have amazing researchers, we have very good universities. You do have very good universities that are working really in an excellent way in the innovation field, in particular in the health sector. We have a lot of patents, but then we have the problem of translating these excellence into concrete products on the market. Our startups, our SMEs don't scale up. It is a multifaceted challenge that has to do with many things, access to capital, to private capital in particular as well, but many other issues. And we will come, as I was saying, by the end of the year with a piece of legislation. It will have a strong part on simplification, because one of the challenges we are aware is that we have a very complex regulatory framework in the European Union, and we are aware of that. So in the Biotech Act, we will come with strong simplification of the clinical trials legislation at EU level. We will come at the end of the year also with simplification of the medical devices legislation. And there is also a more general EU startup and scale-up strategy. So this is basically what I wanted to talk to you about: the need for data, good quality data, and accessible data, the need for trust, and the need to transform all this innovation into concrete things. And also to remind all of us, I'm a digital technology enthusiast, because I have spent basically most of my career working in the digital field. But at the same time, I know that digital transformation is not an end in itself. It needs to have a purpose, and in the particular field of health, it needs to serve. It needs to help us address these health challenges. One of the ways to do it, I think, is by applying it in concrete, so that this doesn't become an abstract thing. And I wanted to announce another initiative that we are going to adopt by the end of the year, which is a European Union cardiovascular health plan. And to tell you that when you will read it, when we will adopt it, I hope, let's see, end of the year. I don't want to say a date, because then you never know. You will see that there is a very important chapter of it that is about digital innovation, about artificial intelligence. And we want to here come with a concrete initiative a concrete project that helps to have a proper data set of cardiovascular data to allow AI models to be trained and to apply it in concrete terms. So please participate in this project because I believe that cardiovascular is an excellent example where we can show that digital innovation can translate into concrete benefit for patients. Why do I say that? Because there is a lot of data on cardiovascular, because it's digitally mature, and because it's our biggest challenge. It's an example where I think we can show that AI can directly save lives. So I'm going to leave it here because I know you have a long day. I also have a long day here. Let me just finish by saying again that digital transformation of healthcare is not about replacing anybody. It's about helping the professionals. It's about empowering them. And it's a way to give doctors and nurses better insights, to reduce bureaucracy, to let them focus in what really matters, which is taking care of the patients, real care by caring, because that nobody will do it better than them. So let me finish here. Good luck with the event today, and keep on doing the good work you are doing, because I think that you're really in good track. So thank you very much. I was asked if I have time for questions, maybe one or two, because I have actually like 5 to 8 minutes before I move to the meeting I came to in Luxembourg, but happy to if I have those 5 minutes to react to whatever you tell me.
Thank you, Dr. Lorena. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask to the floor if someone wants to ask something, because I'm not seeing no hands in the air. Okay, we can finish for here. Nobody wants to. Everybody becomes very clear with your presentation and your speech. Everybody understands what kind of measures and what kind of policies we have for the next month. And thank you very much for your availability to be in our conference. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you. Thank you.